Hello everyone, welcome to another session in Golang. In this session, we'll understand exception handling. What is a dash in Go variable initialization? We'll be telling this because we'll be making use of it in the while handling the exception in Go. Then how do we handle exception in Go, and why should we not ignore the exception handling in Go? So exception handling is basically a technique through which we handle the errors or the exception in Go, and we do it normally via try catch block in any of the our known languages like C sharp, Java, everything. But in Go, there is no try catch or no other formation like try catch. Rather, they have simplified it. Now, the question that must be coming to your mind is how? Let me show you programmatically. So this is a function main. So let me first write the program here and then I will explain you. Now I'll say os dot open. I'll say slash user rohit test.txt. Now here I'll say if error not equal to nil, then fmt dot println error description is, I'll say error. So this is a very basic program where I have done the exception handling in Go. So let me start with line number 14. So the very first thing in the line number 14 is the dash comma error. As I've explained in my previous videos, that function can return multiple values in Go. If you'll see, open method, it is accepting an argument of name with a type of string, and it is returning an pointer to a file and an error. And for the sake of this program, I do not want or I do not care about this return value of the function, so I have placed it as dash. I just care about the error that is being returned, so I'm accepting this error. So you see, if I'll go here, so it's returning in a sequence. So first pointer to a file and second the error. So in the same sequence, we have to accept it. Dash means that I simply do not care about the output since I will not use this output in my program further. So I am just placing it as a dash. So dash also means that Golang will not initialize any memory for this. If I am initializing any variable that is a return type from a function as a dash, that means that Go is not initializing any memory for it, right? It's a memory management technique. Now we can understand here to what extent Golang developer has gone for the memory management things in this. Now coming back to line 14 is if there is any error in this open function, I want to catch that error in line 14 here in this ERR variable. Now in line number 16, I'm saying if ERR is not nil, if everything goes fine with this function, then ERR will be nil. And if there is any issue with this in that will happen, or if there is any exception that will happen inside this function, then the outcome will be the in the ERR. So I'm checking if it is not equal to nil, then print what the error is. Now let me quickly show you by running the program. So here we can see that this path and this file does not exist in my system. So let's see how this goes. You see, this has given me an error and it says error description is open this path, no such file or directory. So it has given me an output, right? Now we have understood how we can handle exception in Go. Now, a question must be coming to your mind that, okay, so inside every function, do I have to write these statements? So a very simple answer to it is yes. To handle the exceptions, you have to write it. But there are certain models or certain techniques which we can use to avoid writing these lines to each and every function. We can have a common class, we can have a common, we can follow a pattern to make it happen so that we do not have to write these things in each and every inside each and every function. But that's the part of the advanced level. So this is a very basic thing that I want to make you understand about exception handling. So that is not covered here. I'll be covering it in our future sessions. Now the question, so basically what we understand is function in Golang or the default functions in Golang always returns two types. The first one is the normal value that the function returns. The second one is always the error. And to handle the error, we have to check if error is not equal to nil, then we handle the error inside it, similar to in the catch block. Now the question is, now the next question that comes to your mind is, what if I do not handle error in any of the function in Go? Now what will happen? What's the drawback of it? So let me programmatically tell you what will be the drawback of it and why should we always do it. Now for that, I'll be using Go interior internal package that is called as file path. So in this line, what I have done is I have cached the error and I have ignored the output. Now in the next program, what I will do is I will catch the output, but I will ignore the error, and I'll say file path dot glob. So glob basically returns the name of the all the files matching that will match the pattern inside the file path, right? So I'll say, okay, I want all the files with this path. And now I'll say, okay, fmt dot println. I'll say files are, and I'll print the files here. Let me slide and declare it. Now, what is happening here is, okay, let me do it again. That is okay. So now what I'm doing here is from the file path package, what I'm doing is I'm trying to search every file path that has this bracket sign within it and collecting it inside the files, and then I'm printing the files. And if there is any error, I'm just ignoring the error. Now let me run this program and let you know. You see, files are blank. So logically, it should have given me an output that there are no file present with this specified pattern. So in my real world program, I need to handle scenarios like this. So you see, if I will ignore the error handling or the exception handling, so these kinds of output will happen where it will give me a blank output and I may have to handle based on certain logic within my application and my logic may go wrong. So that's one of the reasons where I should always use the error type not equal to null in Go, or all I should always use exception handling in Go. So this is all about the exception handling in Go. There is more to come in the further session. Thank you very much.